Folks, I don't know any more about what's going on with the Sonic comics than you guys do and what's been informed to us through sources and stuff. But, if something like Sonic Talks has, still has Archie and, let's see, according to what I'm, it says according to one source, Archie and Sega are still on Sonic Talks, while the comic books is up in the air talks. So again, like you guys, I don't know what's going on with the comic really. The thing is, even though we don't have any information, I think it's very similar to what's going on with Mega Man. Um, I think there's just, I, my honest opinion is I think they're trying to come up with good stories, but what's happening is you're looking more at what's going on. I think with Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces, and I think that's a lot of where the confusion a lot of the situation might lie within. Um, I've said this many times. I've said this several times. I'm thinking if there is any negotiating going on, that the reason for a delay might be due to the fact that if something has been agreed upon or has been worked out, it's been worked out to the point that whatever we were getting might be changed up. In other words, the stories might have changed to where, okay, we could, Archie and Ian and all them, they can, allow the SATIM characters in there, but the main focus has to be on the game-oriented characters only. In other words, think of it sort of like in the Sonic Generations kind of way. But instead of just, Sonic rescuing all his friends throughout space and time, along with his classic self, it's more along the lines of it's got to be the game characters that save the day without the help of the comic SATIM characters. And I'm thinking if that's the reasoning, then maybe some of the stories we were supposed to get are going to end up in that direction because let's be honest. The whole Freedom Fighter arc that they were going to do with Sonic Universe sounded good. It was all balanced out to sound great because you were pairing up the Freedom Fighter characters with game characters. So this shouldn't really be that much of a deal, but I think primarily what it is, honestly, when I think about it, honestly, I don't know how to look at it. I mean, they could have worked something out, and right now the time is being spent to rewrite the stories to be what Sega would like to have. Maybe they want to focus on Sonic Forces. I don't know. I said this before about Sonic Forces. With the whole create a character option in there now, there's going to be a lot of fans that are going to use that option to create as best as they could the SATIM characters. One of the character options you have is a rabbit. So, as time goes on and you progress in the game, who's to say fans are not going to want to create a female bunny rabbit? I'm just saying. Who's to say they won't try their best to create in their own, with what they would have, their version of Sally Acorn in the game? I'm just saying. So, to me, I can't really say what's going on. I mean, when you look at the flip side with Archie Comics, you know, the Archie-based comics and digest may be coming out, but I don't see them coming out or being acknowledged as much right now. I think honestly, Archie Comics as a whole, as a company as a whole, is going through a revamp. Honestly, and I think a lot of the comics, not just Sonic or Mega Man or any of the other licensed comics, are affected. I think all of them are affected. You know, maybe not on the level as the licensed material, but they're still affected. You know, because even though you have the Riverdale books and the Archie books coming out, are they coming out as quickly as they should, or are they coming out at a slower pace? You know, I don't work in a comic shop, although my job sells 3 packs worth of DC and Marvel books at between $5 and $9. The thing is, I don't see anything else. I don't see 3 packs of Archie related material. All I see is the digest. And I don't know really what to say, you know, because again, it's not, we haven't been given much material. You know, I know come San Diego Comic-Con next month, we might get some information if we get any, but it's almost like something internal is going on behind the scenes. Now, you know, some people may blame the lawsuit that occurred for screwing things up, and Ian Flynn deciding, hey, along with Archie Comics, hey, we're going to do a reboot, and maybe this reboot might help us out. But you know, in the end, it may have. But I think honestly, they ran out of stories. Really, I do. I really think they ran out of stories. I mean, when you think about it, they decide that they're going to use, what was it, Sonic. I have the poster right here of, and I actually have a framed poster of the cover of 292. They were going to use 292 as a jumping off point for the Sonic Universe arc, and all the Universe arcs were just going to be solo stories of, like I said, the Freedom Fighters being paired up with the game characters, and that was it. The question is, where were they going to go from there? What were they going to do with 293? I'm pretty sure they had something planned, but what? What was going to be the end game going into 300? I think when one looks at it, I think they ran out of ideas. I really do. Because now all of a sudden you had Genesis of a Hero, and Genesis of a Hero was more basically a Sonic origin story of Sonic and the Freedom Fighters, and how they came to be, how they became a team. You know, how they came to be, how they became a team, and it's like, okay, that's great and everything, but where do you go from there? And then you have this, like I say, this story arc in 292, and you have something following up in 293 or something. It's like, okay, fine, but what else do you got planned? And I think honestly the staff ran out of ideas. Here's what I think. Ian Flynn, who is the head writer, with all due respect, I think he got preoccupied with doing episodes for Sonic Boom and doing other things outside the Sonic comic that Archie had to hold off, because they're like, look, you know, because think about it, maybe there's not a licensing problem. Maybe Ian Flynn has gotten himself so involved with all these other projects that he doesn't have the time to focus on Sonic anymore. And I know you're thinking, well, they got his wife, they got other writers. Yeah, but they might have other projects as well. I'm just saying. And, you know, even if that's not the case, I think one of the major reasonings the comic is being held off right now is because of the fact that maybe they want to focus, or try to get some focus on Mania and Forces. You know, is Riverdale playing a role in this? Maybe the focus on Riverdale playing a focus on this? Maybe, I can't really say. you know. But I look at it this way, you know, Archie Comics, they do have to give us an answer. Sega has to give us an answer. But where and when they do that is totally up to them. You know, I can't make the decision for them. I can't, you know, forcibly go up to them and, you know, I can't forcibly, you know, go to the offices in New York, go up to the person in charge and say, hey, you know, what's going on with Sonic? Tell us now. All I have to do is be patient. You know, because some comics through Marvel and DC have gone on a hiatus and have been brought back. All because of the fact that maybe the focus has shifted elsewhere and they need to find a way to work around that. And that's really all I can say. But, you know, as far as the comic goes, you know, as long as it's... I look at it this way, and I've said it before, as long as it's still under the... as long as it's still licensed to Archie, I don't think there's... and unless we hear something else, we just... I look at it this way. I don't think the comic's done. I just think right now something's going on behind the scenes. And someone once told me that they may have had people agree to a NDA contract, which is a non-disclosure agreement. So in other words, they can't say anything until maybe the time is right. So we'll have to wait and see. But there could be many factors in it, you know, and like I said, one of them could be the fact that, you know, many of the people that work in the comic have been focused more on other projects. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they ran out of ideas. I don't know. You know, they got up to, I mean, here's the thing. They have issue 300 coming. But how do they focus on issue 300? What is the main story going into it? They've already wrapped up the biggest story that they've had. What do they have planned for 300? Unless Ian Flynn has come up with an idea that says, hey, you know, we can work something out that leads us into the 25th anniversary of SatAM, which is next year. You know, maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. Again, a lot of factors play into these kind of things. It's kind of like with Sabrina Online. Sabrina Online just ended in December of last year. But yet, according to a report, Eric W. Schwartz is planning to do another strip around this month and next month, which chronologically, from a timeline perspective, would work into the pregnancy and birth of Sabrina and Richard's child, from a chronological continuity and timeline perspective. So maybe that's what's happening. Maybe they're just holding off until they come up with something good. It doesn't mean the comic could be over. I think they just want to come up with something that they know they can use to build to maybe issue 300. And again, if Riverdale, Sonic Forces, Sonic Mania are playing factors into it, maybe they are. We don't know. If Sega is saying, hey, we want the game characters to be the main focus more so now than ever before, then okay, fine. But again, we can't say whether or not that's the case or it is. You know, we can't say if Ian Flynn has taken on more than he could chew, or more he can handle. But we'll just have to wait and see what occurs. But my take on it is this. Let's be patient. Let's see what happens. And while we wait, it opens the door. Look at Mega Beatman. He's doing retro reviews of issues of past Sonic comics. He's recently on right now, what, 202? 201 and 202. He's going to do 203. The Iron Dominion arc. At least he's finding a way to keep the status quo going. But we'll just have to wait and see what they do. So that's all I can say, in my opinion. Again, you know, the reason I haven't done any Sonic updated videos is because I don't got any information yet. I don't know what's going on. So let me know what you guys think down below, though. Hopefully this helped out. And again, we'll just have to wait and see. Peace out.